Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Against the Odds. Modern Horizons 2 is here, which means it is finally time to get some flawless victories in Modern with the help of Upheaval. So let's talk about our Salty Upheaval deck. Jump into a league, see it in action. Alright, so here is our Upheaval deck, and oh my goodness, is this deck so sweet. I cannot wait to show this off for you. So Upheaval, 6 mana, bounces everything, including lands. The way that you break this card is by making a lot of mana. You make a lot of mana, you float all your mana, you Upheaval, you bounce everything, and then since it's your turn, you just get to replay all your stuff when your opponent can't do that. So that essentially means Upheaval wins the game most of the time. If you get up to 8, 10, 15, 20 mana, and we have a lot of ways to make extra mana. Arbor Elf, Utopia's Brawl, Birds of Paradise, Garruk, Nissa, these cards ramp us into Upheaval and are cheap enough that we can recast them post-Upheaval and have this huge board while our opponent has nothing going on. We also have a really spicy Primeval Titan package. Primeval Titan, good on its own, just getting 2 lands works well with our plan, but we have some specific lands that make it even better. Our best combo is Cabal Coffer Urborg, brought to us by Modern Horizons 2. Then we just make a ton of mana, because our Cabal Coffers is going to tap for mana equal to our swamps. Urborg makes everything a swamp. We can get Nykthos if we got green stuff. Yavimaya makes all of our lands into forest for Nissa, and also lets us untap things like Nykthos and Cabal Coffers with Arbor Elf. Then we have our last package, which is Primal Command Eternal Witness, which kind of just slows things down. We can put lands on top of our opponent's deck, tutor up Eternal Witness, do that a few turns in a row to kind of time walk our opponent, and then we can find Sidisi Undead Vizier, which can exploit to find Upheaval, and now we do the main combo, win the game. Mana base, we talked about the cool stuff, just a bunch of mana fixing. Sideboard, ways to protect the combo, some removal, some graveyard hate, and that is Salty Upheaval. That's our Against the Odds deck for this week. Let's jump into a league, see the absurdity of Upheaval in action. I've been waiting for this for years. Oh my goodness, this is going to be fun. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap-up. Need some new Modern Horizons cards? Well, you can pre-order them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, by heading over to cardkingdom.com. Alright, Against the Odds time. We are upheavaling in Modern, and we'll try this. Hopefully our Arbor Elf lives, or it's going to be a little slow. We're also on the draw, so we will... Oh, opponent's Tronning. Alright, Expedition map. Well, land and Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. Oh, looks like our opponent found turn 3 Tron, which is going to be tough for us to beat at the moment. Well, Birds of Paradise. Island. I mean, we had a good hand, but we do not have a good enough hand to beat a turn 3 Karn Liberated opponent. I'm honestly surprised people are still playing Tron. I guess it's probably because Modern Horizons has not filtered out through the system enough yet. Opponent, Karn the Great Creator, going to get... Well, if our opponent gets Liquid Metal Coating, we sort of have a shot, because we do get to kill the Karn with a Nissa token. I guess we'll see. This was not the Karn we were most afraid of. Opponent gets Ensnaring Bridge, plays it. Well, okay. We will Verdant Catacombs, crack it, get a Breeding Pool, untapped. 1, 2, 3, untap, 4, and 5. Nissa, untap a land, kill the Karn. Well, we'll see what the follow-up is. We need the Upheaval. That is the TLDR. Upheaval wins us this game. Karn down. If they can follow it up with something even bigger and badder, opponent, Chromatic Star, okay. That's not the thing we were worried about. Cracks it. Ancient Stirrings. It's a little worrying. That could find the bomb. Karn Liberated. Do they have a Tron land to play it? Chromatic Sphere. Cracks it for greed. And Sylvan Scrying gets another tower. Plays another tower. Upheaval. Upheaval. Expedition map. Well, I guess we'll see what we find. Opponent passes. We draw Misty. So, how much mana do we have? 1. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think we can... Alright, Misty Rainforest. Crack it. Get a Breeding Pool. Untapped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Okay, so we can Harmonize first. Draw some cards. See if we can find Upheaval. Primal Command would also be somewhat interesting, but Upheaval is that's the big payoff. Opponent. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. but we can't play another land. The question is, can we wait another turn, or do we got to do it right now? So 1, 2. Like, what's the worst thing that happens? I think we can wait. I think we can wait. Wait, have we played a land? We have. We played the fetch land. That's right, we're on the draw. So we know they have Karn. The worst thing would be Ugin sweep our board. Does Ugin sweep our board beat us? I guess we'd get to keep the lands. Now tap, untap. Tap, tap, tap. Yeah, we're gonna wait. We're gonna Primeval Titan. Primeval Titan finds us Cabal Coffers and Nykthos. Untap a forest. Well, we'll see. There are still things that can go wrong here. Go to combat, attack ya. Pass the turn. Well, let's see how bad it is. Opponent's gonna have all the mana. On the other hand, next turn is the turn. Next turn is the Upheaval win the game turn. Opponent untaps, does not crack the map. So I guess like Ulamog eat 2 lands is bad. Ugin is pretty bad. Although, we still should be able to Upheaval. We know there's a Karn, but I don't think Karn just beats us. Opponent. Karn. Okay, that's fine. What is Karn going after? Nissa. Sure. And a Chromatic Sphere. Yup, cracks it for green. Blasto. Thankfully, does not have the mana to crack it. Okay, well, will it be enough? We're about to Upheaval, and we can rebuild fairly effectively. Opponent gets another Karn and passes. Oh, all right, now we got to figure out if we can do how we do this. Okay, so we have 4 devotion. So if we do this and this, oh my goodness. So if we play this, tap, 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 tap. Okay, so Urborg. I think we got to play the land first. So we play Urborg, tap, tap, make a bunch of black mana. Nykthos, turn some of the green mana, or some of the black mana into green mana. Blue, blue, green, green, untap, untap, green. Upheaval, using all of our black mana. Then we will Primeval Titan, get a couple lands. Yavimaya and Island. Arbor Elf. And not bad. We will pass the turn. This at least slows our opponent way down. All right. Well, maybe we are fast enough to beat turn 3. Turn 3 Tron. Our opponent even played the Karn and then Snaring Bridge, and doesn't matter. Tron down. We didn't actually sideboard much for the Tron matchup, honestly. We'll bring in an Assassin's Trophy. We'll go down a Eternal Witness. And that might actually be all we do. We were even on the draw that game, and it just was fast enough. Okay, so yeah. I mean, I guess that's it. We get 1 Assassin's Trophy, but our main goal is just to race him, I guess. It worked that game somehow. Opponent's on the play again. Upheaval is insane. It is insane. If you can resolve it, it is insane. That is the TLDR. Well, no lands, no keep. This one's not going to work. It does feel good to take down Tron. Well, we will mulligan. Oh, no lander. We will mulligan. At least our opponent is also mulliganing. All right. Well, this we're going to keep. We will keep Primeval Titan and a Primal Command to the bottom. Well, we'll see. Show us an Arbor Elf. That would be our best draw. Tower, opponent. Passing. Oh, Forest. Utopia Sprawl. On, green, I guess? Well, actually, let's go blue. Blue's fine. And then we can get dual lands with our fetches. Well, the race is, can we get to this Primal Command before we get Karned? If our opponent, so we're going to try to stop our opponent's lands. They're going to try to stop our lands. The question is going to be who does it faster. Oh, do they have turn 3 Tron again? Opponent passes. We draw. Verdant Catacombs. We'll play Misty Rainforest. Pass the turn. Oh boy. Well, now we're at the hope they don't have it stage, which is never, of course they do. Opponent. The hope they don't have it stage is never where you want to be against Tron, because they always do have it. Opponent. Karn the Great Creator. And this time, Liquid Metal Coating is going to just win this game. Like, if they get Liquid Metal Coating, we scoop. There's no way we can beat it. We'll just never be able to cast anything. Well, alright. Opponent ticks down. I mean, we'll draw our card, because in theory we could hit our 1 Assassin's Trophy, but look at Metal Coating. Well, come on, one of fun of Assassin's Trophy to maybe sort of save us for a minute. If there's good news, it's... we are on the play for game 3, which could matter. I just was not expecting people to play Tron. Opponent gets to shut down our land. Assassin's Trophy? No. Alright, well, fair enough. Turn 3 Karn. I guess we run it back. Yeah, I wonder if we should be playing more Tron hate. I mean, we have Primal Command, we have Upheaval. It's just kind of slow. I assumed with all the new cards from Modern Horizons that Tron would not be a deck people played, but maybe Tron players gonna Tron. No matter how many sinkholes there are, Tron players are just, they're gonna keep doing what they do. I imagine turn 3 Karn is pretty intoxicating. I wouldn't know from experience because I'm not a dirty Tron player, but all right, we're on the play. Let's get a good draw. 1 ramp spell. Ugh, I don't think we can keep it. It's not gonna, okay, this will keep. Well, we'll see. This could work. This at least gives us primal commands to maybe be able to slow down Tron. It would be nice if our opponent, for once, just for once, did not have turn 3 Tron Karn. We would also accept that. Oh boy, opponent's keeping 7. That is never the number you want to see Tron keep, because if Tron keeps 7, they have Tron on turn 3. 100 million %. Well, Arbor Elf, go. So we're gonna need a land. If we get the land, our primal commands might be fast enough to at least slow our opponent down. There's the map. Opponent passes. That is good. Well, Utopia Sprawl on green. Untap. Birds of Paradise. Island. Go. Well, all right, let's see what our opponent can do. We're leaning hard on these primal commands. Opponent, power plant. Going to crack right now. Interesting. Okay, gets the tower. All right. Well, we get to start putting lands on top. Opponent passes. Verdant Catacombs. Crack it. Get a breeding pool. Untapped. Tap, untap. Tap, tap. Primal command. Power plant on top. Search for a Arbor Elf. Play the Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. See what our opponent finds. Power plant, Chromatic Sphere, sure, and Chromatic Star, sure. Opponent passes. Ooh, Primeval Titan. Well, tap, untap, tap, tap. Primal command, power plant on top, search for a creature. It'll be Eternal Witness. Play Eternal Witness. Get back a primal command. Pass the turn. Well, now we have a clock to go along with our primal commands. Opponent needs some graveyard hate, but I don't know if they're playing it. Opponent cracks for green, draws a card. Yeah, if our opponent finds graveyard hate, that is a concern. Otherwise, we can do this for a little while longer. And, okay, Sylvan Scrying, sure. Well, I mean, we're just going to keep doing this until we draw Upheaval, I think. Birds of Paradise. Well, okay, run it back. Tap, untap. I think we're gonna get there. I mean, obviously the dream is that we just draw the Upheaval and fully close it out. But in the meantime, this should keep us in the game for a while. Tap, tap. Primal command. Power plant. You can draw that next turn. We will search for a creature. It'll be Eternal Witness. I wonder how long our opponent goes before they just give up. We will get Eternal Witness number 2. Untap. Eternal Witness. Get back Primal command. Get back Primal Command. Birds of Paradise. Keep the mana flowing. Well, if we can keep our opponent on 2 lands, and we're not getting Troned at least, we have 1 more Eternal Witness, so we can do this 2 more turns. It might be enough. And we still have the dream of just finding Upheaval. Although at this point, is Upheaval even good? We're only upheavaling a single permanent, or maybe 2. I mean, it's still probably good enough. I'll hit you for 2. Boy, if we could get enough mana that we could Primal Command and Primeval Titan, that would be huge. Opponent replays their power plant. Chromatic Star cracks it for green and passes. All right, run it back. Unless we find Upheaval, we untap. Misty. A Misty Rainforest. Crack it to thin the deck. Get a Forest. We will Primal Command. Power plant on top. Again, get a Eternal Witness. Untap. Wow, can we just Primeval Titan? I think we're going to. Untap. I mean, the risk is they could draw Graveyard Hate, but I guess that, yeah, we're going for it. Primeval Titan. And we got the GG. Well, we beat turn 3 Tron in game 1 with Upheaval. Game 2, we didn't. Game 3, and opponent gave us a GG, so I think I think we got there. I mean, that was pretty spectacular. And yeah, well, that is how you upheaval Tron. Whew. Man, we're gonna be able to get Nykthos, and then we have tons of mana. And what we could do that is pretty interesting. So what we could do next turn, let's see what we would have, well, we don't know what we're gonna draw because it's gonna shuffle. But once we get Nykthos, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana from Nykthos. We have like 20 mana. So what we'd be able to do with Nykthos mana is we'd be able to Eternal Witness, Primal Command, Sidisi, Upheaval. We have enough mana to do all that. All right, Upheaval for the win against Tron. Oh yeah, sweet. All right, against the odds time, we are upheavaling in Modern, or new MH2 Modern, and no upheaval with this hand, but we got some ramp, which is fine. I mean, if our birds die, it's going to be slow, but we have a ton of ramp we can draw into, so I think it's close enough to keep. Ooh, all right. Oh no, is this land destruction? Oh, it's... All right, Affinity. Interesting. Huh. Well, we'll see. That's a little scary. Birds of Paradise, go. I mean, if we can get to Upheaval, we got a shot. Gonna need a bunch of ramp. Blink Moth Nexus. I guess we gotta hope our opponent doesn't have a big payoff, like Ravager or something. Oh, boat it. Volt Scourge, sure. And Disciple of the Vault and a Frogmite. And alright. Opponent has successfully dumped their hand on turn 2, and well, maybe Affinity's back. This is not looking good for us. Misty Rainforest, go. Oh, yeah, what do we do about this? That's just so many creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're taking 6 a turn. Ornithopter, also off the top. Ooh, and they have, okay, that's game. I mean, we'll let them show the kill, but yeah, this is old school Affinity shenanigans, and we are super dead. We do not have a way to get out of this. Opponent hits us for a ton. Whenever an artifact goes in the graveyard, we lose a life, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, are we just dead right now? I think we were. If our opponent had sacked this, hits us for 2, sack this, hits us for 2. I kind of think our opponent just straight up could kill us there. I mean, we're not even gonna... we're just gonna scoop. I think we've seen enough of the kill. No reason to show our opponent anything. I mean, yeah, we're super duper dead. Well, I mean, losing isn't fun, but it was kind of cool to see Affinity be a thing-ish. Fatal Push and Damnation in. Go down a Harmonize, go down a Primal Command, go down an Eternal Witness, a Garruk, and a Nissa. We'll just trim and bring in some removal and try it like that. I mean, good news is we're going to be on the play for game number 2, and our opponent also doesn't have that much removal. Like, we should be able to stick our mana dorks, and if we get a solid start, but that was frightening. Our opponent, like, just dumped their entire hand by turn 2, and I don't even know if that's like an above average draw for what Affinity can do. That might actually just be like a typical draw for them now. Well, that's way too expensive. Well, this we're gonna keep. This is more okay than great, but we'll see. I think we just put, let's just put Nissa to the bottom. Well, you can kind of see a plan. Birds, hopefully into Garruk, hopefully into Primeval Titan, and then Primal Command. We'll see how fast and scary our opponent's start is. I would assume that super dedicated, very, very fast aggro like Affinity, probably about our worst matchup for what we're trying to do. Our deck is powerful, but does not have a lot of ways to stop like 5 creatures on turn 2 or whatever. No, Forest and Birds of Paradise, go. Opponent, Glimmervoid, Memnite, and Galvanic. Jeez. Well, okay. That slows us down a ton. Wow, if we had a removal spell, we could have essentially just won that game, but did not have it. I mean, we're not a super removal heavy deck, so, well, crack this. Get a Overgrown Tomb tapped. Opponent hits us for 1. Come on. Oh, it doesn't even hit us for 1. Well, there's a Utopia Sprawl on blue. Vern Catacombs. Oh, the problem is Garrick's going to die. Garrick's not even going to sit out. We want to draw land. I think land to put something on top of our opponent's deck is actually... All right, here comes all the free stuff. Welding Jar, double Frogmites. And last card is a Disciple of the Vault. And Cranioplating gets a tat. Oh my god. Yeah, well, opponent's off to the races. Correct this. I mean, I guess we just got to take Overgrown Tomb and try to hit Damnation, but yeah, this is just super fast starts. Really could have used that Bird's Living. Opponent passes. An island. That's just too much damage. I don't play the land. Primal Command. Gain 7 life. Cranial Plating on top. Although I don't even really think this matters. So we go up to 18. We slow our opponent down for a turn. If we draw land, we can follow up with, well, I don't know. Maybe if we draw land for Primeval Titan into Upheaval or something. Plating, returns, thankfully can't be equipped yet. Opponent still gets to hit us for a bundle. Well, land untapped, Primeval Titan. We will get... Wow, we can't even get the Urborg combo, can we? Because that lets our opponent attach this at instant speed, and then we're definitely dead. We need to be able to chump block. Well, Peatland and Yavimaya. Well, we might be able to trade our Primeval Titan for a Frogmite and survive one more... Well, I guess they drew another Black Source, so they get to equip at instant speed anyway, and we're dead. All right, sure. Huh. Well, I guess Affinity might be back. Fair enough. Alright, against odds time, we are upheavaling in Modern. And, I don't think we keep this. We do have Upheaval Garrick, but it's just so slow. Well, alright, this we'll keep. This is fine. We'll keep this. We'll put a Urborg to the bottom. That's more for tutoring up with Primeval Titan. So that's fine. That's fine. Opponent's doing some mulliganing. Oh no. Are we getting Tron? Is this Tron? Whenever I see someone mulligan to 5, I just assume it's Tron. Although, I assume people are not going to play as much Tron after Modern Horizons 2 because there's so much punishment. Alright, Misty cracks it. Well, not Tron. Stomping Grounds, untapped, and you... Oh no. Is it on blue? Interesting. Hopefully it's not Ponza. Oh, Forest. And Utopia Sprawl. On... You know what? Let's go blue too. Blue all around, past the turn. Opponent. Icefang Coatl to draw a card. Looking for lands, I assume. Not finding them. Ramp Spell? Eternal Witness. Well, Verdant Catacombs. Crack Verdant Catacombs. Get a Breeding Pool untapped. And I think we just run out Eternal Witness, so we have something on the battlefield. Pass the turn. Oh, if we can Primal Command that Stomping Grounds, opponent's going to be in a bit of a pickle. Another Coatl. Coatls for days. Did they find a land? Still no. Opponent hits us. Sure, down to 60. Well, Misty... Well, Verdant Catacombs. Go to combat. Attack. Hit ya. Well, this is a huge turn. I mean, if our opponent does not find a land, they're in a heap of trouble if we resolve Primal Command. Opponent. Combat hits us down to 14. And suspends Ancestral. Oh, if they're a Cascade deck, they probably don't have too many counters. We will take Overgrown Tomb tapped. Oh, alright, no counter. No counter, no counter. Misty Rainforest. Racket. Get a Forest. Go to combat, hit ya. Down to 30. Primal Command. Land on top. Search for a Primeval Titan. Pass the turn. Oh, they have 2 cards suspended. Alright, interesting. About it. Gonna redraw their land. They have been trying to draw land, so in some way we help them. About it. Hits us. Down to 10. But big prop of Prime Trimes coming down. Peatland. Primeval Titan. Get Urborg. And Cabal Coffers. Get our mana going. Hit ya. About it. Down to 11. Ticking down their suspend cards. About it. Winterflails. Hits us. Down to 7. Sure. I mean, we have a ridiculous amount of mana. We should have a decent turn. Gets a snow-covered forest. What are they doing? Atarka's Command. Alright. Hits us to 2. Alright, so go to combat. Wait, can we... Oh, we can just win, can't we? That's no fun. Well, I guess we gotta just win. So we will... Coffers... Add a bunch of black. Nissa. Well, this is not the spiciest win, but it is a win. Untap, and opponent sees the writing on the wall, scoops it up. Whew. Alright. We overcame. Our opponent was a little stuck on mana, so opponent's cascading. How do we fight this cascade deck? Fatal Push? I mean, I think we're just trying to upheaval. That's always the answer. Maybe like Fatal Push Mystical Dispute and just trim a bit. Trim, and trim. Yeah, let's try that. I mean, it worked that time. So opponent's on the play. I mean, opponent also kept a pretty risky hand, so might have benefited a bit from that, but still. Ugh. One blue source, our one island. We're not going to keep this. Need mana. Need upheavals. Yeah, we'll mulligan. Whew, this one's slow. But we are on 5. So I think we keep and just... I mean, we have a million mana dorks we can draw into. So I think we keep and just hope. Put a Nissa to the bottom. Just hope we get some ramps. Opponent, Forest, and Utopia Sprawl. Ugh, more Garrix. Alright, sticking with the slow plan. Misty, go. Opponent, Forest. Oh, opponent's the one ramping this game. Another Utopia Sprawl on red. Shardless Agent into a Nice Fang Coatl. You know what? I think we're actually going to counter this so our opponent doesn't get to draw cards. Alright. Well, could have been worse. There's a birds. Play birds. Play Misty. Pass the turn. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Opponent goes to combat. Hits us. Sure. Down to 50. Follow up. Both the birds. Alright, that's bad. And passes. Yeah, we needed that mana. Well, crack this. Get a Forest. Utopia Sprawl. On blue. Nykthos. Go. See what our opponent finds. Opponent gonna hit us down to 12 and passes. Well, we're going to Garrick. All right, opponent does have a counter. Pass the turn. Ooh, opponent untaps. So they must not be playing Bloodbraid Elf, because I don't think you can play counters in your Bloodbraid Elf deck. So they must just be Shardless Agent and maybe the 2-drop one. All right, suspends Crashing Footfall, bolts us. Well, we are getting low on life, down to 7. Sure, we draw a land. Well, play Garrick. Untap, untap. Verdant Catacombs. Crack it. Ugh, down to 6. Get a Forest. Harmonize. Pass the turn. Are we gonna die, though? We're going to 3. If our opponent draws Bolt 3, then they just have us. Land. Suspends Ancestral out of cards. Okay. We're in it. Opponent hits us. Down to 3. Well, we're gonna wait one more turn and take the chance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Primeval Titan. Oh wait, we gotta do this differently. So we play Birds of Paradise. We Nykthos. We untap. We Nykthos. Primeval Titan. Get Urborg. Cabal Coffers. Eternal Witness. Get back Harmonize. Breeding Pool. Okay, your go. Next turn is the turn we could go off if we're alive. Opponent, Triome. No bolts, no bolts, no bolts. Opponent's taking down their stuff. Oh, come on, no bolts, no bolts, no bolts. What do they find? I mean, we have a ton of mana next turn if we live. Opponent, Seasoned Pyromancer. Good news is they don't have red mana. They'd have to hit red mana and bolt. Draws 2. And, this turn is going to be interesting. Opponent hits us. Well, we'll go to 2. Sure. We drop to 2. We untap. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. We draw an Overgrowth Tube. So, step 1, go to combat, attack our opponent. Get a couple more lands. We will take Yavimaya and Peatland. Opponent takes the beats. So, okay. Wow, this is going to be interesting. Tap, tap. Make black mana with Cabal Coffers. Make green mana with Nykthos. Untap, untap. Black mana with Coffers. Green mana with Nykthos. Harmonize. All lands. Well, tap, 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 tap. Upheaval. Bounce it all. We will Forest, Utopia Sprawl, on blue. Primeval Titan. Actually, I think we Eternal Witness first. Eternal Witness. Get back Harmonize. Because we would like to find a way to gain life. I'm still worried about getting bolted. Harmonize. More lands. Well, Birds of Paradise. Primeval Titan. Tutor up some lands. Wow, we got every land out of our deck. There's like 2 lands left. No, we will not pay 2. We will play Garrick. We will tap. We will untap. We will Eternal Witness for Harmonize and Arbor Elf. And go. All right. I mean, that was a decent turn. Discard. Please don't draw a bolt. Discard. Discard. All right. Well, this is it. Do they top deck a bolt? Red Source Bolt beats us. Opponent. No permanence. Scoops it up. Upheaval remains the undefeated champion of a of modern. So what an insane turn! What an insane turn! That was insane. That is insane. Primeval Titan, Cabal Coffers, Urborg, Upheaval. What do you do? What do you do? How do you stop it? The answer is apparently you don't. And that was so good. Oh, that was so good. Whew. Well, got him. Sweet, sweet. All right, against the odds time, we are upheavaling in modern, and oh boy, opponents are mulliganing. Well, that's gotta be Tron. Tron into Tron into Tron into Tron. I mean, it could not be Tron. I just always expect it. When you see your opponent aggressively mulligan, the safe bet is Tron. Oh, all right, Stomping Grounds untapped, not Tron. Utopia Sprawl on red. Well, Misty, crack it. Get a Forest and Arbor Elf. Go. Opponent. Ponza would probably be annoying. Mountain. Ponza's ability to blow up our lands, probably going to make it hard to upheaval. Opponent. Maybe passing? Considering passing. Passes. Well, we will play a Breeding Pool tapped and pass the turn. All right, well, I mean, if we can get up to 5 and 6 mana, we're in business. Opponent. Utopia Sprawl, if Arbor Elf lives, is the dream. That would let us play Nissa next turn into Primeval Titan. Tranquil Thicket. Huh. Some sort of loam deck? Well, we have drawn more Nissas than I can imagine. Past the turn. Well, if the Arbor Elf lives, we get Nissa 1. And hopefully that gets us to Primeval Titan. And hopefully that gets us to where we need to be. Opponent, 5 mana. Oh, not like this. So opponent is Ponzaing. Well, there goes a land. Oh, this is actually really bad because it means we're doing nothing again this turn. Come on, deck. Eternal Witness. We'll play Yavimaya. Get back, play Eternal Witness. Get back Misty Rainforest. Pass the turn. Opponent's land destruction, not making it easy. Opponent. I mean, Charge Mod does seem like a good Ponza threat. Goes to combat. Attacks. Hits us. Down to 50. Oh, God. All right, well. Yeah, looks like our opponent has us this time. Well, Misty Rainforest, crack it. Get a Breeding Pool, untapped. Yeah, we're not gonna show anything. We're just gonna concede. All right. Well, our draw was just too slow. Our opponent's draw was not great, but our draw was just too slow. This might actually just be a not great matchup for our deck. Opponent appears to be playing Ponza. And you know what's good against Utopia Sprawls? Ponza. That was mostly frustrating because we just ran really poorly. We just kept drawing Nissas and Nissas and Nissas and could never get to 5 mana. Also, huge play draw difference where our opponent, if we were on the play, we get a Nissa down, we win. I feel like, have we lost every die roll this entire against odds? I think we have. I mean, I guess that makes it even more impressive that we're having a winning record, but I feel like we have lost every single die roll. So we're overcoming the natural disadvantage of starting on the draw every game, which is kind of impressive. Opponent. Thinking very hard about their sideboard plan. All right, we get to play first. All right, I mean, we'll keep it. A lightning bolt would make us pretty sad. Misty, crack it. Forest. Birds of Paradise. Go. Opponent. Forest. Arbor Elf. Well, play the land. Eternal Witness. Get back Misty Rainforest. Pass the turn. So there's gonna be another one where we're either just gonna be just too slow or just fast enough. Windswept Heath. If our opponent has Utopia Sprawl, that's real bad news. Forest. Real bad news. Infinite mana. Bloodbraid Elf. Spins into a Flame Slash. Well, looks like everything's coming up Ponza. Yeah, Misty Rainforest. Go. Opponent. Well, disappointing way for this one to go. I do think Ponza is probably a tough matchup. Opponent. Mountain. Another Bloodbraid Elf. Spins into a lightning bolt. Yeah, I mean, that's just a really good hand for our opponent. And sure. Well, the good news is when we lose quick, and when we win spectacularly. Opponent hits us to 10. Pass it. No. Got more. Another Arbor Elf. We draw a island. We will play it, and yeah, we will just. There's no coming back. Well, that was brutal. On to the next. Alright, against odds time, we are upheavaling in Modern, and no upheaval, but this hand can make some mana. Wow, opponent's going to 4, which I assume means we're about to get turn 3 Karned. I guess we will see momentarily. Alright, opponent, they are indeed Tronning, and it looks like their 4-card hand will give them Tron on 3. Well, land and Utopia Sprawl. On green, opponent untaps. Oh, Tron. What a wonderful, fun deck of Magic cards. Well, Birds of Paradise, Misty Rainforest. Go. I mean, we got a reasonable start, but if our opponent can follow this up with a big whammy to go with their 7 mana in their 4-card hand on the play, opponent. I don't know if I've ever met a deck that loves London Mulligans more than Tron does. Opponent, mine, and Chromatic Star. So I guess our hope is they don't find a finisher. They must have kept 2 Tron lands Expedition map and 1 unknown. That had to be their 4-card start. So I guess our hope at this point is our opponent just kind of dirtles around and doesn't find a way to close out the game. Chromatic Star. Our other hope is we draw Upheaval. Like, we're going to have a bunch of mana. If we can find Upheaval to go with it, opponent cracks for black and dismembers the birds. All right. That might have been the last card our opponent kept. Well, crack this. We will get a Overgrown Tomb tapped. Upheaval. I'm going to play a land, play Garrick, untap 2 lands. Play Arbor Elf. Go. What do they got? 7 mana. What can they do with it? 8 mana. Opponent. Passing. Oh, that's Upheaval. That's Upheaval. Okay, so how much mana do we have? 1, 2. Can we wait a turn is the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, it's not a bad Upheaval. Tap, untap. Tap, tap, tap. Untap. Oh, can we wait a turn and play Nissa? Probably not. Untap, untap. Tap, tap. Upheaval. 3 mana floating. Play the Forest. Utopia Sprawl. On green. Garrick. Make a beast. Pass the turn. Well, now we just gotta close it out. Opponent. Tron lands in hand. Urza's mine. Chromatic Star. Sure. Opponent pass. Ooh, that's a draw. That is a draw. All right. Island. Tap everything. Untap everything. Tap, tap. Arbor Elf. Nissa. And opponent scoops it up. Okay. The Tron Assassins. We got him. Our opponent had to go to 4 to find Tron, which left them without a finisher to go with Tron, which let us Jacob out with Upheaval. Okay, so we're bringing the Assassin's Trophy. We have like no Tron hate, almost literally 0 Tron hate cards. And go down, I guess, 1 Nissa and run it like that. I mean, that's our recipe for success. We got to ramp into Primal Command Upheaval very quickly. If we can, that can beat Tron. On the other hand, Tron can also just ramp into Karn very quickly, and then they get us. I mean, the good news about all this is, worst case, we are on the play for game 3. Like, if everything goes wrong here, we are on the play, and being on the play is a pretty big deal. Whew, okay. Well then, we will keep. Oh, opponent's keeping at 6. This could be a fast Upheaval hand if our Arbor Elf lives. Well, opponent, Power Plant, and Expedition Map. Well, Forest and Arbor Elf, go. Will it be fast enough? That is the bigger question. Primal Command would be massive draw. Tower for our opponent. Well, Misty Rainforest, crack it for a breeding pool. Untapped for the bluff value. Utopia Sprawl on green. Pass the turn. But if our opponent has Karn, we're going to be just too slow. So opponent again has Tron on turn 3. Yeah, cracks it. Tron assembled. Urza's mine. Untaps. Well, what's the payoff? Tron and Chromatic Sphere. Well, that's better than a Karn or a Nugan coming down. Chromatic Sphere. Cracks. Oh, they have Dismember. Dismember really slows us down a lot. Nature's Claim. Well, that also slows us down a lot. Oh, and Dismember? Oh, dear. All right. Well, now we got 2 mana. And our opponent has 7. Oh, Verdant Catacombs go. Yeah, this is not looking good. Now our opponent has infinity to find a way to close out the game. Wow, what a blowout. Opponent, Karn, and we will scoop it up. All right, well, We're on the play for game 3. That's the good news. And our opponent could mulligan into Oblivion. That would be spectacular news. Let's get a good hand and punish Tron. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Oh, I don't want to lose to Tron. Anything but Tron. Blech. Tron is the deck I want to lose to least. I'm honestly shocked that so many people are playing Tron. I feel like Tron loses to so many cards from Modern Horizons too, but apparently everyone's playing it still. No fear. No fear. It must just be a Tron player thing. You could print a card that was like 1 mana colorless artifact, enters a battlefield. If your opponent controls a Tron land, they lose the game, and you would still have people that they would still just do it. They'd still play it. All right, we're on the play. All right, we will keep. We'll see how much removal our opponent has. Unfortunately, we have our island, which is awkward. We really would much rather have the ability to, I mean, it's still fine, but it's not as good. Overground Tomb untapped. Arbor Elf, go. If we have another green source, we can Utopia Sprawl, Garrick, Birds of Paradise next turn. About it. Power Plant, and Expedition Map, so Tron will be assembled. Green mana. Ooh, Primal Command helps. So we will tap this Utopia Sprawl on green. Untap. Birds of Paradise. Island. Go. Opponent. Urza's Mine. Well, tap. Untap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Urza's Mine on top. Search for a creature. Alright, opponent cracks the map. Gets a Tron piece. Gets a Blast Soak. Does not get a Tron piece. Interesting. We will get Eternal Witness. Birds of Paradise. Go. Opponent Urza's Mine. Passes. Oh, Forest. Tap, untap. Eternal Witness. Get back Primal Command. And now we do this for a minute. Primal Command. Urza's Mine on top. Search for a creature. Get a Eternal Witness. Pass the turn. Opponent. Now we just need the Upheaval. Opponent passes. Ooh, Nissa. Well, tap, untap. Tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Eternal Witness. If we get 1 more mana, then we can also play the Garrick, which would be nice. Well, Urza's Mine on top. Get an Eternal Witness. Attack you for 2. It does kind of feel good to do this to Tron, I gotta say. It does make me feel good. Opponent Urza's Mine. Keeps drawing that same land somehow. Ooh, Arbor Elf. Well, tap, untap. Run it back, run it back. Tap, 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 tap. Eternal Witness. Tattoo version. Get back Primal Command. I say we put your Urza's Mine on top. Grab our last. We are running out of Eternal Witnesses. That is our last one. So these shenanigans are going to come to an end. Opponent to 14. But I think we can do it long enough that we win the game. Opponent, Urza's Mine. Opponent's very good at drawing Urza's Mine. Well, once more. Tap, untap. Tap. Eternal Witness. I think we get back Primal Command. And then I say we will cast it. Urza's Mine to the top. Tutor up a... let's take Sidisi. Go to combat. Hit ya. Down to 8. And I mean, this is just lethal. We just get there with 4 Eternal Witnesses. So no upheaval necessary. Like, it just worked. We just locked our Tron opponent on 2 lands, made him draw the same land 5 turns in a row, and that does it. That does it. That does it. Opponent. Urza's Mine. Must be a bug. So many of them stacked on the top of our opponent's deck. Well, just to make sure, we will play a Nissa, untap a land, Pete land, combat, attack you. And are we dead? Are we dead? Oh, got him. Got him, got him, got him. Well, take that Tron. Try to turn 3 card us, will ya? Tisk tisk. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So what do we learn this week about Sultai Upheaval in Modern? And the deck actually worked pretty well. We went 3-2 in a league, and then I also played some 1v1 matches and went 2-1 in our 1v1 matches, giving us a record of 5-3 overall. So pretty solid as far as being competitive. Most importantly, we got to see Upheaval in all its glory. Oh my goodness, did we have some turns with this deck. We had multiple flawless victories. We did crazy, crazy things. Like, Upheaval is so easy to break. All you gotta do is make a bunch of mana. It's pretty easy to make a bunch of mana. We also got to see Cabal Coffers kind of go off. I was skeptical of how good Cabal Coffers would be in Modern, but being able to Primeval Titan Cabal Coffers Urborg was actually pretty insane in this deck, and was a very nice way for us to have those huge Upheaval turns where we can make a bunch of mana, float a bunch of mana, Upheaval every everything, recast everything, win the game. So I love this deck. The deck is super fun. I've been waiting to Upheaval in Modern for a ridiculously long time. It is here, and it is as spectacular and awesome as I expected, and maybe even more competitive than I expected. So that's Salt Lake Upheaval. That is our first Modern Horizons 2 against the odds deck. Plan another one next week. Get in your votes in the poll. Let us know what you want to see. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Looking for more Modern Horizons 2 discussions? Well, make sure to check out our other top videos here and here.